Hey guys, I'm Angel and he's
Ryan.
And we are the readers. We are here for another Q&A. And this time we are just going to answer some questions, kind of like an open discussion. And I believe this is Q&A number 6. So we're going to get started.
Okay, what was your first CD and when did you get it? What was your first CD?
Oh, wow. First CD. I would probably say, looking back and thinking, that my first CD was probably Prince, Purple Rain.
The first tape that I bought was Prince, but it was the soundtrack to Batman because it's the first job I had. So that's what came out during that time, and I was working at Taco Bell. And anyways, first CD that I personally purchased for myself, if I remember right, would be Carmen. It was amazing CD. Carmen the Champion. Good CD. You should go get it. You should go get it. It's amazing. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. Carmen's an amazing singer. So, if you inherited or won $1 million, what's the very first thing you would do with the money? She would not work. That's a given. She's always wanted to volunteer maybe at a nursing home or the hospital.
Hospital and the Cancer Institute, possibly.
She likes old people.
I do.
She likes kids too, but she likes old people.
I do. I love old people.
And that's not a thing you can do for a living. It is, but not really. If you inherited, that's the first thing we'd do is she would stop working.
Pay her home off.
Buy a camper.
Pay off Ryan's truck.
Pay off everything.
Pay off anything that we owe. And
We'd still live here.
Yeah.
We like it here.
We do. We love it. We have wonderful neighbors.
Boyd's Creek is an amazing place to live.
It is.
We have amazing neighbors.
We do. We have amazing neighbors. And
we would put up a fence. We have amazing neighbors, but we would put up a fence. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's lots of things we could do with $1 million.
But the first thing is she would stop working. If you go back in time 1,000 years, what year would you visit and why? If you could go back in time.
If I could go back in time,
1,000 years would be the year 1900, which is before cars were a thing. What particular year would you go back?
If I could go back, I wouldn't go back 1,000 years, obviously. I wouldn't want to go back 1,000 years. I would probably go back. I would probably go back to the 70s. My papa died in 80. My papa loved A, and he died on Halloween of 1980. And we used to spend a lot of time at his house as kids. And I miss him terribly. And I would like to go back. I was 8 when he passed away. And I would like to go back to that time. Times were simple. That would probably be the first time that I would go back. Would be 78, 79, 80. And then if I had a second option, I would go back to 1990 when I met Ryan. And just kind of fell in love, and we've lived happily ever after. So, what about you?
If we were going to visit, not just go back and revisit, and not just go back to live. If we weren't going back to live that time, and we just going to visit, I think I would like to meet some of the people, Tesla, Graham, Ford. I think it would be interesting to see how they thought, or even 1776. Some of those people, and see Paine and Washington, and just have a chat with them. See what they're really like in person. See what they're actually like. We know what they did. I think I'd like to know what they were like. But yeah, so that's me.
He goes back to the more educated stuff. I go back to something sentimental to me. That would be a time I'd want to go back to.
If I went back, my problem is that if I went back, there are things in my life that if I went back, I would change. Because nobody deserves to live through some of those things. And I think all of us could say that about something in our life. But then if I changed those things, then I wouldn't be who I am and I wouldn't be where I am. So would changing those things be for the good or for the bad? I don't know. And I'm pretty happy the way things are right now. So, yeah, that's that. Whom would you cast to play your spouse in a movie?
Well, I would cast, which, once again, he is deceased, but he could be pretty goofy, and I would say Robin Williams.
I'd take that. I love Robin Williams.
He loves Robin. I loved Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire. Great movie.
Good Will Hunting, which is one Angel hasn't seen because it's actually way more serious. Yeah, he was an amazing actor. He was an amazing guy, and it's crazy. Anyways, crazy people that have.
What about
depression.
me?
My first thought was Angela Jolie.
Ooh, Angelina
really
Jolie.
Was. Woohoo! That was my first thought. I think Angel is pretty feisty and
I can be.
She can be. Amen. And so, yeah. Okay. What are 2 things you would do if you woke up to find yourself completely invisible? 2 things. What would you do if you find yourself completely invisible? First off, you'd have to take clothes off. Because assuming your clothes were not invisible, that'd be a problem. Your clothes would be walking around and people would be like, hey, what's going on? So, once you take your clothes off, which is weird, see, my first thought is to go around people that I know and see what they actually think of me. But my second thought is, I don't really want to know. I don't think I want to know anything I don't need to know. I know enough, and I there's a huge part of me that enjoys living in bliss. What's that country song? I wish I didn't know what I didn't know back then. I'd probably be there. I'd probably be like, I wish I didn't know this stuff, because I was much happier when I didn't. So I don't know. I don't know that being invisible. I know there's people out there. I know people who feel like they're invisible, and I felt like I was invisible before, and it wasn't pleasant. So I don't think I would do anything. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it'd be good though. It's like unaccountability. Unaccountability turns you brings out the worst in people. It doesn't turn you into anything different. It just brings out the worst in you, and I don't know if that'd be good.
What?
You answering it, or
if I were invisible, I would like to go into fancy homes and just see what they look like.
She would.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
I wouldn't surprise her if wouldn't surprise me if she just walked up to people and say, "Hey, can I see your house?" How would you describe the perfect weekend?
My idea of a perfect weekend would be getting up on Saturday morning and heading to Asheville and going to Biltmore, one of our all-time favorite places to go. Going there, possibly touring the house or doing a behind the scenes tour, which we like to do. Depending on what time of the year it is. See the mums in the fall, see the tulips in the spring, and have lunch, do some shopping, make a day trip of that, come home, rest, go to church on Sunday, and just having a lazy kind of Sunday or going for a drive. That's my idea of a good weekend.
Pretty much the same.
Ditto.
We enjoy now. Yes, that would be the perfect weekend.
Yes,
Second perfect weekend.
We love Waynesville. We love North Carolina, and so anywhere, whether it be Asheville, going to Biltmore, going to Waynesville, we've been to Bryson City, we've been to Boone, just going into North Carolina, we enjoy. So I know what his next one is going to be: spending all day at a wrestling tournament. Is that what you're going to say?
It is.
That is not my idea of fun.
It's not Angel's idea.
I mean, I've done it. I've done it multiple times, and I'm sure I will probably end up doing it again. But when he goes to state wrestling for individual state or team state, I do not go. I do not go.
2-3 days of it in a row is not her.
It is very draining and very tiring to sit in the stands all day long.
And I don't sit in the stands.
He does not sit in the stands. He'll make a trip up there, and if I've got a snack or something, he eats it.
True story.
But, yeah, he loves nothing more than to be on the wrestling mat. And, you know, and that's good. That's things he enjoys, and I enjoy it to an extent. I don't want to do it every weekend. And typically if we've driven somewhere, like I think the last thing we went was to Kingsport. Earlier in the spring before COVID hit. And that was not a terrible thing. It wasn't an all day deal. And we actually went to Cootie Brown's and ate with Bridget and Jeff. Jackson had wrestled up there, and Bridget and Jeff had came. And that was nice to have somebody to go out and eat with. And Bridget and Jeff sat in the stands with me. Yeah. It's nicer if it's...
She enjoys a lot more if she knows adults.
If there is somebody to talk to. But I tell you what, sitting in that stand can get boring. And then sometimes kids get on your nerves running up and down the steps. And then parents not controlling their kids. But that's another story altogether. I mean, I could give y'all some info on this wrestling stuff. And it would just make you not want to go sit in the stand either.
I don't go sit in the stand.
He doesn't go sit in the stand. He's like down there. And he's like, I'm going to the hospitality room to get me something to eat. And I'm like, yeah, I'm having freaking nachos from out here at the food bar. So, yeah. So, there you go. Concession stand.
The best hospitality room person.
Me, I'm your girl.
Absolutely.
I have done.
She could probably make a living just doing hospitality room.
I've done two hospitality stands. Hospitality. Lord, I'm getting tired, folks. This is like our third video tonight. But yes, hospitality. I've done two that have been amazing. One was for AAU wrestling many years ago. People talked about it for years after. And I'm going to toot my own horn. Toot, toot. And then I got reeled in. Haven't done hospitality or wrestling in some time. And this guy over here to my left kind of volunteered me and said, Thompson and I were talking and we thought maybe you'd do the hospitality stand. And this was in February of this year. It was. And it was actually before February, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm doing it or not. I was never technically asked, would I do it, or we would like you to do it. And so I just kind of blew it off. It was getting closer. They hadn't really said anything, and then they're like, what are your plans for the hospitality stand? I'm like, nobody has actually asked me to do the hospitality room. And, but yes, I pulled through for them. We had,
everything.
Wonderful donations from, restaurants in Sevierville. And, yes, very blessed.
Good times.
But the thing about it is somebody has to ask, and it sure won't be him. He is not going to ask anybody for anything. So then I went business to business asking for donations and came through for them. And so, yes, I had a great hospitality stand. So,
what's your favorite memory of dating moi?
My favorite memory of dating you would be... Oh, gosh. Everything was great.
I know. It's me.
Like...
There really are so many.
I mean...
And here's... I mean, there's crazy ones like I got stranded in Gatlinburg one time because I let my brother borrow my car. And then I tried to ride the trolley home to Pigeon Forge, and I get to the middle of the spur and find out that, guess what? The trolley's going from there to Pigeon Forge had already closed for the night. So then I call Angel. It's like, hey, I didn't call you for a ride. I just called you and told you, hey, I won't be talking to you on the phone because I was just going to walk. And so her brother came and picked me up, and her brother came and picked me up and took me home. And my car showed up the next day for my brother. And, there's crazy things like that. When I lived in Gatlinburg, when I worked in Gatlinburg, she used to come up to the store that I worked at.
Oh, yes.
And she'd hang out with me all day because it was really quite boring because, not with her, but the store wasn't extremely busy. And most of the day I was just by myself, so we just hung out.
And we had the same thing to eat every day. We had a bacon cheeseburger and fries from Wendy's. That's what we ate every day.
For sure.
So, good memories.
Dating memories are pretty good. Marriage memories are pretty good too. But yeah, so there's that. And we're going to do one more.
Okay.
Just because we're under the 20. And let's see if we can get this. Tell me one thing you want me to know that I don't already know. One thing you want me to know that I don't already know.
Okay, what do we want you to know that you don't already know?
I don't know that I don't know. If I don't know, it's probably because I forgot.
Yes. He's a procrastinating, forgetful person.
Yes, and that bites me sometimes. I'm like, it'll wait, and then I forget about it. And sometimes that's bliss. Sometimes not so much.
I'm trying to think something that I want them to know that they don't already know. Some people might say that I'm high maintenance. I have a friend that says I'm vain. Simply because I don't like my hair messed up if I'm working or going out. I like to be dressed. I like my hair fixed. And he calls me Carly, Simon, because he says I'm so vain. But something that you might not know about me is I love, my close friends know this, but some of you don't. I love to mow the yard. Absolutely love yard work. I love being out in the yard, whether it's trimming shrubs, burning. This is my big thing. I love to burn stuff.
You're a pyro.
He says I'm a pyro. I absolutely love it. I love to burn like our shredded material. We've recently, in the last couple of months, stopped throwing all of our cardboard away.
Fills up the trash a lot.
Because it fills up the trash can so much, we've decided that it would take up less room. So we just break down whatever kind of cardboard. Now, if it's food containers that have food in it and they're wet and they'll attract ants or something like that, we throw it away. But so we have a container that we put our cardboard in, and then we can burn it. And I love being outdoors doing yard work. And on that note, I just had an allergy test 2 days ago, and they tell me I'm allergic to about every kind of grass and every kind of tree. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes, but I still love it. So that's something that you don't know about me, probably, because most people will be like, I can't believe she mows the yard, or I can't believe she does this or that, but I do. I mean, what day was it? Wednesday? What day did I mow? Tuesday?
Something like that.
No, Monday. Monday, Mother had a doctor's appointment. I took her to her doctor's appointment. I did a half day substituting. I came home and mowed the yard. I cooked supper. I was exhausted. So, yeah. But anyways. I hope you guys are enjoying the Q&A. And I hope you're enjoying our other challenges that we do on our YouTube channel. So, if you are, please subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. Ring the bell for notifications. Follow us on Facebook under The Readers. And you guys have a great day.
Merry Christmas.
Bye, guys.